Hello, I'm Dr. Leon Stutzman, aka Doc, with another one of these little videos designed to help you to get through these strange days in which we find ourselves. And these yet remain strange days indeed. They really do. I'm talking this week about watching your words. I'm talking about your confession. Jesus initiated a conversation with his disciples. He said, "Who do men say that I am?" And the disciples said, "Well, some say you're John the Baptist, risen from the dead. Others say you're Elijah. Others say you're one of the prophets." Jesus said, "Who do you say that I am?" And Peter responded, "Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God." Jesus initiated the conversation because he wanted them to make a confession. And he understood that in order to make a confession, a real confession, they had to change their thinking, because they were thinking like everyone else thought. Now they're looking at it from a different angle, from a different perspective. That he's initiated a conversation that's changing their thought processes. If you're going to change your life, you have to change your thoughts. If you're going to change your thoughts, you have to change your conversation. If you're going to change your life, you have to change your thoughts. If you're going to change your thoughts, you have to change your conversation. That's why Jesus initiated. And that's why oftentimes you find these conversations initiated in your life where you have to ask yourself, what do I believe? What do I expect? What are the desires of my heart? Confession has to be based on two things: conviction and consideration. Peter gave it some consideration. He had a conviction. Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. Confession has to be based on conviction and consideration, not just conviction alone, because conviction alone is meaningless. I talk to people all the time and say, "Well, I just believe," but they have nothing to base their belief on. It's just what they want to believe. That's not a real confession. A confession is based on your conviction based on your consideration. Let me tell you a little story. Just before the COVID-19 pandemic began, I had 2 nights of spiritual experience. On the first night, I was fighting something off of me. Literally, there was something on me. I was fighting it off. I woke up kicking the covers off of the bed. I thought that was really strange. Maybe it was just a dream. The next night, I had the same experience, only that night, the thing that was on me was like a big studded ball, about the size of a beach ball. I recognize now that it was a COVID-19 virus. Now, I didn't know what a COVID-19 virus looked like back then. I'm not sure that anyone did, but that's what it looked like. And again, I woke myself up fighting this thing off, literally kicking the covers off of the bed. And I thought that has significance. And then COVID-19 hit, and I said, I'm fairly well certain that I'm COVID-proof. Why? Because I had an experience, a spiritual experience, and I based my conviction on that consideration. And though people all around me were afflicted with COVID-19, I never got it. Why? Because I had a conviction that was based on consideration. What's your conviction? Are you basing it on consideration? It's not enough just to say, well, this is what I believe, this is what I'm confessing. It has to be a reality, a spiritual reality in your life. And if it becomes a spiritual reality in your life, it will change your life forever. Years and years and years ago, 47 in fact, I did the math the other day, 47 years ago, I had a spiritual experience. Well, it wasn't so much a spiritual experience as just a made-up mind experience. We had gone through a devastating time in Greensboro, North Carolina. We were broke. God came through in a big way, and on the way back home, we drove all the way from Greensboro to Dallas, Texas, and somewhere outside of Greensboro, the lady and I began to confess, I'm the head, not the tail, above only and not beneath. I'm the head, not the tail, above only and not beneath. And by the time we got to Dallas, all I could say was, I'm the head, not the tail, above only and not beneath. I gave it some consideration. Things turned around. Within 2 weeks' time, we were on our way to where we are today, because I got a revelation in my spirit. Consideration, conviction. I'm the head, not the tail, above only and not beneath. What are you considering? What are you declaring? What's your conviction based on your consideration? I want you to change your conversation, because changing your conversation will change your life. This Sunday at Aspire Church, the second act is better. It really is. And I'll show you how to move successfully into the second act of your life. It may be the third or fourth act of your life, but I'll show you how to move successfully into the second act of your life. Catch it on the live stream at aspirechurch.tv. Catch it on Facebook, Aspire Church TV. That's Facebook, Aspire Church TV. Live stream, aspirechurch.tv. Sunday morning, 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. It's going to be powerful. I'll be back on Friday with some more thoughts on watching your words. I'm Dr. Leon Stutzman, a.k.a. Doc. I'll see you then.